What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Grind Fantasy official live stream for this NBA 5-game slate. Happy NFL Super Bowl Sunday to every single person out there. I understand all of you are getting ready for your festivities. What is TJ talking, or what is he trying to do?
Yep. No, I'm here. Hi.
Okay. What's going on? Are you talking to Amanda?
I was talking to Amanda.
Okay. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for joining us. It's bright and early. We did not put out a video this morning because it was the slate starts at 1. It would have gotten like 3 hours of total time to get any views whatsoever, and then we didn't even have a chance to really prep for it. So we did all the preparation for this live show, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. By the way, we got the notifications thing figured out. It's not anything that we can control. Well, I guess technically we can, but anytime we post over 3 videos, and that includes live streams over a 24-hour period, which we do quite often, especially on the weekends, it slows down the notification rates. So you guys don't get notifications whenever we spam videos because YouTube doesn't want to annoy its viewers. So I do apologize if you guys aren't getting notifications. Just be aware whenever the slate starts for NBA, 99% of the time, TJ, I guess I could say, we will be going live about an hour and a half before each slate lock. All right,
so 99 problems.
99. Yep, 99% of the time we will be going live before lock. So if you guys just want to show up to the YouTube, your YouTube page will be on the front page. If you're following us or subscribe to us, just join, an hour and a half before lock. So let's go ahead and dive right into the slate, TJ. We have a lot of we have a lot of injury news across the board. Let's go ahead and just go off the chart here. With Utah, we have Mike Conley out. With Miami, we have Dragic out, and I'm only going to be listing all the notable ones. Charlotte, we have Devontae Graham out. With Boston, we have Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and Langford out. With Phoenix, we have Saric, Payne, and Crowder. And then with the Clippers, the big injury news here, we have Beverly and Paul George out for these guys. So, injury news all the way around, TJ. Let's go ahead and start. Let's just go game by game because I feel like every single team has some sort of notable injury news. Let's go ahead and start with the Charlotte Hornets. I was about to say Bobcats. That's where my brain is right now. 32.7% ownership here on Terry Rozier. Let's start there. The most chalkiest guy on the Hornets. What do you think about this team overall in the pace of spot? They're projected to score 118 points.
Yeah, so going up against Washington, Matt, obviously love this matchup for Charlotte. With Devontae Graham off the floor, we are getting some significant usage bumps to some of these guys. We know that LaMelo Ball is going to start again at point. He gets almost a 1% usage bump with Devontae Graham off the floor, 1.22 fantasy point per minute, 24.7% usage rate, which is the highest on the team. I have him pegged for 43 DraftKings points. So I do like LaMelo Ball, but I don't know if I'll get there in cash. PJ Washington also is confirmed playing and starting at the 4. So I have some interest there as well. Gets a 3.2% usage bump with Devontae Graham off the floor, 1.13 fantasy point per minute. Matt, I have him pegged for 32.65 DraftKings points. And then the play that I am going to be going to 100% in cash is, I can't believe I'm saying this, Terry Rozier at 5,600.
Yeah.
Projected at 35 minutes right now. Doesn't see a significant usage boost with Devontae Graham off the floor, but starting at 2 in the backcourt with LaMelo Ball, I do like it. 0.99 fantasy points per minute, 20.7% usage rate, third highest on the team, or excuse me, fourth highest on the team. So I have him pegged for 34 DraftKings points. So I do like Terry Rozier. The ownership does make sense to me. I also have some interest in Gordon Hayward, LaMelo Ball, PJ Washington. I have interest in a lot of these guys, honestly, going up against Washington.
No, Showtime. That's actually not my morning voice right now, guys. I'm still dealing with the coronavirus, so I do apologize. Not feeling too great this morning. It is a little bit of a mix, more so for corona.
All right.
Have you done any projections for Caleb Martin? Because right now, TJ, he's actually showing 22 minutes.
No, because I told you, Roto, for some reason, I think Roto's brain is broken because it was just supposed to be Portland and Charlotte. Yes, just like yours. It was supposed to be Portland and Charlotte today, but that game got postponed. So, they did add Charlotte. Perfect. They just did it. Okay, you have...
I have Caleb at 22.
I have Caleb at 18. He's not going to be anything more than a tournament play.
Yeah.
I don't expect him to go anything crazy like north of 22 points. But it is a good matchup against Washington. So if you want to take a stab on him at 3,200 in this up-pace game, I don't hate that.
Yeah, so keep in mind that these guys are in a pace of spot guys versus Washington, so very high ceiling potential across the board, TJ. Yep. From what I heard, are you just locking in Rozier for cash right now?
I think so. I think my next favorite piece would probably be Gordon Hayward.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, him or LaMelo, man. But I think I'm gonna take Terry Rozier and run, but I'm not sure. I haven't made up my mind yet.
The only reason I'm
Yeah,
asking is because LaMelo Ball is showing some really high ownership now, fifth
yeah,
highest on the board.
no. Right, yeah, no, it totally makes sense to me at 7,800 in this matchup against Washington. I'm just trying to figure out who I want to prioritize because there are some guys that I am, making a priority that we will get to. So just based on roster construction, it
Right.
might just be Terry Rozier. But if I'm landing on Terry Rozier and then one of LaMelo Ball and Gordon Hayward, I'm not mad about that. I'm definitely excited because I think both of them are in great spots.
The one good thing about Terry Rozier too is he can be slid down into that shooting guard position. He's not
Yeah,
just
exactly.
point guard eligible, so I do like him
Yep.
as well. Anybody from Washington spark your interest here? We have Russell Westbrook going down to an $8,900 price tag, 25.9% owned, and then Bradley Beal also carrying decent amount of ownership. Also got a price decrease, 9.3K, a 21.3% ownership. I guess when I say any cash consideration here, TJ, I'm just talking about those two. Do you like any one of those guys?
Yeah, I like both of them. They're both very cheap and a good matchup against Charlotte. So we saw Beal against Miami shoot 1 of 14 and only get 21 DraftKings points. So he burned a lot of people last time. I don't think he was carrying too high ownership in that second back-to-back against Miami. But Matt, just in terms of everybody being healthy for Washington, Beal's a 1.4% usage, 1.4 fantasy point per minute and a 36.7% usage rate. So I have him dinged for 52 DraftKings points right now.
Yep.
So I do like him at 9,300. Again, there are some other guys that I'm also very interested in. So it's kind of just picking and choosing and seeing, what kind of roster construction I can work with. But yeah, I do have interest in Beal. I do have interest in Westbrook for sure. Those price tags are very cheap in what should be a competitive game against Charlotte.
So you don't hate them for cash, but you're also not prioritizing them.
Right.
Got it. All right, let's move on to Utah. With Utah, we have Mike Conley out officially. Let's go ahead and take a look at the picture here. It didn't impact them as much as we thought they were, but one guy that stands out, TJ, at least according to our sheet here, Rudy Gobert averaging 1.41 fantasy points per minute. That is pretty substantial. We have him pegged for 43.71 points and a 6-point per dollar value. Joe Ingles, also a fantastic value play at 5.3K. Where are you going in terms of this picture? Because Rudy Gobert is carrying very low ownership and a very low price tag at $7,300.
Yeah, so Derek Favors has been getting, his minutes have been creeping up a little bit, and it has been kind of affecting Rudy Gobert in the minutes that he's seeing on the court as of late. I do like him at that price point at 7,300, but just the minutes are they're kind of skeeving me out a little bit. He does rate out pretty well on the sheet, Matt. I think it'd be more of a tournament play for me. I'm not making him a cash priority. If I'm going anywhere from this team, it's going to be Jordan Clarkson and Joe Ingles. Clarkson with Conley off the floor, Matt, at 31 projected minutes. Doesn't get too high of a usage bump, obviously, because he's not really getting too many minutes alongside a guy like Mike Conley because he is coming off the bench. But he is a 1.06 fantasy point per minute, 25.4% usage rate, second highest on the team behind Donovan Mitchell. Have him pegged for 32 DraftKings points. So I do like Jordan Clarkson carrying some ownership, and I do like Ingles as long as he starts too, which I assume he would, 0.96 fantasy point per minute. So if Ingles is thrusted into the starting lineup, I think I prefer him over Jordan Clarkson, but I do think both are cash viable.
I like all these players, TJ. Do you like Rudy Gobert for cash? You said you're not going to prioritize him, but you're also not going to play him for cash.
Right. I'm not prioritizing Rudy Gobert. I'm not going to have him in cash tonight.
Okay. I will disagree with that. I think he is cash viable, and we're allowed to disagree. The only reason I say that is because the last two contests have been blowouts. $7,300 is probably the cheapest that we're going to see him probably in a long time, assuming he does well tonight. Right now, Indiana does not rank very well against starting centers. 6-point per dollar value. I just feel like it's so hard. I guess his floor potential is just so high with Rudy Gobert. So I really do like him. I don't think I'm going to prioritize him just like you, but I do think he's cash viable. I think any one of these guys are really cash viable. Just looking up and down the board.
And Ingles and Gobert?
Yeah, I do. Okay. I think honestly, I just think it comes down to roster construction.
Right, and I think we have a center that we like a little bit more here today. So that's kind of my thought process. That's true. I think I'd rather prioritize him over Gobert. But yeah, no, if you're landing on Gobert, I definitely don't hate it.
Sure. But like you said, he hasn't gotten over 29 minutes in the past 5 contests, so I would hesitate. However, they probably will need him against Miles Turner. I know that's kind of weird to say, but
oh, Matt, you're right.
Yeah, but switching over to Indiana, let's actually talk about this team. Right now, Sabonis carrying the highest ownership at 25.2%, Brogdon carrying some ownership at 19.6%, Miles Turner at 13.9%. What are your thoughts on this picture? Very bad matchup for them.
Yeah, it is tough matchup. Sabonis carrying some ownership, Matt. I do like him at that price point at 8,300. It continues to dip. A little too cheap here. I mean, last game was just an absolute anomaly against the Pelicans. He got no fourth quarter run. He was like his plus minus was like minus 23 or something. So they were just getting absolutely torched by the Pelicans starters. So rightfully so, they got benched in that fourth. I do like him at 8,300 though, Matt. I think that is really cheap. 1.1 usage boost with Warren. Obviously Levert coming over, so no Oladipo, and who else is gone from Indiana?
Levert.
Why? Yeah, no, Levert,
Warren.
Oladipo, and Warren. Did I say
Yep.
Warren?
I think you did.
I think I did too. 1.28 fantasy point per minute, 26.4% use rate. Have him pegged for 46.6 DraftKings points. So I do like Sabonis. Again, you talked about the size that they're going to need against guys like Gobert, Favors. Like, yeah, it makes total sense to me. So I can agree with you there. This could be a battle of the bigs down low. So I do like Sabonis. I don't think I'm going to go there in cash because, again, I think we have somebody that we like a little more at the center position today. But I don't hate him at 8,300 along with Gobert. I think he's a good landing spot in cash. I think you swayed me over here a little bit on Gobert, but I'm still not rostering him in cash. But, the ownership does make sense to me. Elsewhere on this team, Matt, like Brogdon at 7,600, I'll have some interest in. Miles Turner as well is cheap at 6,100. But if I would go anywhere in cash, it would probably be Sabonis.
Okay. Yeah, and again, the ownership does allow you to make him cash viable. He does play power forward eligibility here on DraftKings, so I do like him for that reason. You can basically play 3 centers in your lineup, which is why we always really like Sabonis there. And the reason because Miles Turner is center eligible on the Pacers. Let's switch over down to Miami versus New York. Right now, Miami is without Dragic. How does that impact the picture in Miami, TJ? All these guys are carrying very low ownership. Jimmy Butler, $8,400, is the highest owned at 11.7%.
Yeah, so a little bit of a lower over-under here between teams that are very defensive efficient when it comes to their styles and their pace as well. Two of the slower paced teams in the NBA. In terms of possessions per game. So we're looking at Bam and Butler, obviously. I do like Jimmy Butler at 8,400, honestly, Matt. With Dragic off the floor, he's a 1.33 fantasy point per minute, 26% usage rate. So I have him for 46.3 DraftKings points. So I do like Jimmy. I don't think I'm going to get there in cash, but I do like him in tournaments. If I'm looking anywhere else, it's probably going to be Duncan down low at 9K, honestly. And then besides that, I really don't have too much interest here in any of these guys.
With the lack of our notifications going out, guys, if you could show us some support by hitting that like button, get us to the top of the search results. So hopefully we can get a lot of exposure here on the Super Bowl Sunday. We really would appreciate it. TJ, my stance on this team, I'm going to probably avoid these guys altogether with maybe the exception of Jimmy Butler. That over-under is probably the lowest that we've seen all season long. 208, have we seen something that low?
Yeah, we have, and they've all been the next.
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, and Miami is a good defensive team, like you just alluded to. So I'm not a fan of this game overall. Probably just Jimmy Butler for me. Yeah. Switching over to the Knicks, all GPP options. I have no interest whatsoever. TJ, maybe Julius Randle, but that's about it. You agree?
Yeah, no interest here. Julius Randle or maybe a guy like Alec Burks, but
all right.
All set with the Knicks.
Let's move on to your Boston Celtics. Right now, Jaylen Brown is out, and Jason Tatum is at 9.4K. Is that worth it, TJ? 17.9% ownership. Kemba Walker, a beast, at least according to our sheet, at 27.1% ownership. Who are your favorite Boston Celtics to hone in on today?
It's going to be those two guys that you just alluded to. It's going to be Tatum and Kemba. I think I would prioritize Kemba because of the cheaper price tag here, obviously 60. Smart JB off the format. We're looking at a guy that is averaging, where are you? There you are, Kemba. 8.3% usage bump in the time that he's been back since coming back from his knee injury. 1.4 fantasy point per minute, 38% usage rate, which is highest on the team. Tatum currently at a 34.7% usage rate with these guys off the floor. So I do really like Kemba at 6,800. He's just got to get you 35 DraftKings points to pay off that price tag. So I think he can definitely do that against Phoenix. So I do like Kemba tonight for cash. I also do like Tatum. It's just like you got Tatum, Kawhi, and Beal all meshed together in that price point. So I think you can get 2 of those 3 guys. I'm not sure who I'm prioritizing. Kawhi I am, and then from there I'm not too sure. But I definitely love me some Tatum at 9,400. Matt, 3.4% usage bump with Smart and with JB off the floor, 1.41 fantasy point per minute. So I do like Tatum. Carson Edwards is a guy that stepped up when Tice got hurt against the Clippers and actually started the second half and played almost 30 minutes. I don't know if he'll play that 30 minutes again today, but if he can get 22 to 24 minutes, like I do like him as a cheap punt option at 3,600. I don't think I would go there in cash, but I do like him. Same thing with Grant Williams, a guy that could play 30 minutes today. You know, a lot of those two guys got their minutes boosted a little bit more just because Tice was out. But I do have some interest there as punt tournament plays in Grant Williams and Carson Edwards. And then talking about Tice, Matt, as long as he's good to go and does
Tice
play
looks
26
good.
minutes, like he's really cheap at 4,400. They're going to need his size against guys like Ayton, Frank Kaminsky. You know, they got him and TT banging down low with those guys. So, you know, if he can stay out of foul trouble and play 26 to 28 minutes, I do like Tice. 1.4% usage bump, 0.9 fantasy point per minute. So I am interested there. In terms of cash, I think it's just going to be Kemba and then potentially Tatum. So if I have both those guys in my cash lineup, I'm okay with that. And then for tournaments, I like Tice, I like Grant Williams, I like Carson Edwards.
I think my strategy in terms of cash, TJ, is I'm going to take bits and pieces from all these games.
Little nibbles.
Yeah, little nibbles, because there's a little bit of injury news, you know, spread out completely throughout the NBA today.
Sure.
Except for that Washington and Charlotte game, I might pile on a little bit more there in that game just because of the over-under. And same thing with the Clippers with Paul George being out. So those are the two teams that I'm going to probably favor if I'm going to be playing more than one person from their teams. But yeah, so that being said, with Boston, I just think I'm going to go Kemba Walker. I might get to Tatum, again, depending on lineup construction. I know how much you like Tatum. Matt. I don't want to feel like I'm roasting your boy.
It's fine, Matt.
But he's just very expensive. That's all. Okay.
Yeah, he's most expensive on the slate because he's the best player on the
Okay. All right. So let's move on to Phoenix here. The best player is staring at us in our eyes right now. $3,700, 32.7% ownership. How many fantasy points per minute is he averaging?
So we talked about this before. Like he had that game against Golden State where he absolutely erupted at 3K, 25 minutes DraftKings points. So I think it's a little bit skewed. So, you know, but with Crowder, with Saric and with Payne off the floor, Matt, we're looking at a guy in Frank Kaminsky that's averaging 1.29 fantasy points per minute at 3,700, currently predicted at 22 minutes against the Celtics. You know, I like if I kind of think he'd be more of like a 1.1 fantasy point per minute type guy. I don't trust that 1.3, but even still, if he was only averaging 1.1 fantasy point per minute at 3,700 projected for 22 minutes, he would be a 24.3 value. So I really do like Frank Kaminsky in cash. I think he's a good salary saver today. Besides that, Matt, like I don't really have too much interest. A guy like Ayton is very cheap at 6,800. So if I landed there, I wouldn't hate it.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, he's very cheap, and the Celtics are not very good against opposing bigs. So I do like me some Ayton. I do like Frank Kaminsky. I think they're both cash viable. I would obviously prefer Frank Kaminsky because he is cheap, and there are some spend ups that I'm trying to get to today and constructing my lineups. But yeah, Ayton's staring at me in the face at 6,800, man. And that's a very cheap price.
That is very cheap. Also, Kaminsky is power forward eligible, so feel free to slide him into your forward position. Definitely like that. You can get Sabonis, Kaminsky, Ayton, and Tyson there, TJ. I think that's a great looking roster for GPP. That's very yeah.
Let's go, Tank.
Convincing. All right, let's move on to the very last game here. We have the
argument.
What?
It was a Will Ferrell quote.
Oh, I didn't even hear you.
We're talking about Frank the Tank. It's okay.
All right, Sacramento versus the Clippers, the defensive list, Sacramento Kings, which we have alluded to many times on this live stream before. 37.2% ownership on Kawhi Leonard here, 9.1K. TJ, is he the chalkiest guy? Is he the most obvious guy on the slate without Paul George?
Kawhi?
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, I wasn't paying. I was looking at the YouTube. Yes, 9,100, Matt, with with Paul George and with Beverly off the floor. We're looking at a guy in Kawhi at 9,100 projected at 36 minutes, 1.6% usage bump, 1.45 fantasy point per minute, 31.6% usage rate. So I do like Kawhi today. 5.8 value on the sheet, 5.83 to be exact, 53.05 DraftKings points. So, man, I'm looking at Kawhi and Tatum and Beal, and it's like, it's like splitting hairs, man. I really love all three. If I could get all three in my lineups, I would absolutely love that. I just don't know if it is viable today.
It is somehow.
But yes, I say it again.
You can do it somehow.
For sure you can, but you're missing out on some really good value. Because we're about to talk to probably our favorite center, Ibaka, at 5,400 match, 28 minutes, 2.1% usage bump with Paul George and Bev off the floor, 1.14 fantasy point per minute. Have him pegged for 33 DraftKings points, so I really like me some Ibaka today in cash. So if I'm looking at anywhere in cash, it's going to be Ibaka and Kawhi. I do have, Matt, Luke Kennard. What do you have him projected at?
27.
27 minutes?
Yep.
Okay. I have 26. So, Matt, Luke Kennard with those guys off the floor, 2.4% usage bump, 0.89 fantasy point per minute. I haven't pegged for 23.7 DraftKings points at 3,800. So I do like Luke Kennard, not showing too high of ownership.
No, he's not.
So I'm interested. Yeah, I'm interested there. A guy like Terrence Mann kind of interests me too at 3K. I know only projected at 20 minutes, but a 0.83 fantasy point per minute. And if this game blows out, like we talked about it with Tyrese Maxey the other night with the Philly game. You know, we talked about the fourth quarter run that he could potentially see, and he did, and he ended up smashing value. He finished for like 25 DraftKings points at 3,700 or something like that. I think we could see this type of situation with Terrence Mann. If this game blows out in the fourth quarter with the Clippers in Sacramento, you could see Terrence Mann pick up 6 to 8 extra minutes there in that fourth quarter. And at 3K, I really do like him as a punt tournament play. I'm not going to go there in cash unless I'm rostering Kawhi, Tatum, and Beal, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. But yeah, Ibaka and Kawhi for cash, I really do love. Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard for tournaments, I do like. Here. And yeah, 2.9% usage bump, 1 fantasy point per minute. So I do like Reggie. I like Reggie in Kennard as tournament plays, and then I like Terrence Mann as a deep punt tournament.
Oh no, I saw this comment just come in the chat. If the Clippers destroy Sacramento, then Whiteside could be a punt at center with extra minutes. Don't tempt me.
Oh,
don't do this to me.
Matt. Don't do it. Matt.
That's my favorite player.
Favorite guy. Yeah,
yes.
He's obsessed with Whiteside.
What's Whiteside's minutes out here? I'm diving deeper into this.
4,700, Matt. 17 minutes. He had 17 and a half minutes against Denver and went for 36 drafts.
He got 18 minutes. That's so stupid.
Yeah, he's just 35. Offensive rebound, putbacks, just blocks, just dominates the boards.
He's so stupid. Speaking of Sacramento, do we have any interest there? No. All right. Let's go ahead and bring it all together, TJ. 5 games, so there's not really that much to talk about. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's not really that much to talk about, so let's just bring it all together here. We covered the entire slate, and I think less than 30 minutes, so here we go.
Yep.
Let's do a cash core right now. TJ, let's hear it.
If I were to give a cash core right now, I think I'd be going Kawhi, Kemba, Terry Rozier, and
Kaminsky.
I want to say Tatum so bad, but I'd probably say Kaminsky or Clarkson or Ingles. I think those would be
Okay. So you just named like 6 players. No big deal. You just gave away half your lineup. Kawhi Leonard for me. It's going to be Kaminsky, and then it's going to be Kemba, and then Ingles. I think you said something very similar to that.
Who did you just say?
Kawhi, Kaminsky, Kemba Walker, and Ingles as my cash score.
Yeah, so it's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we're on the same page.
Good. I mean, not good. That means we're not going to cash. So let's go ahead and go to the questions now. I'm going to go over to the Discord, guys. I do apologize for my nasally voice right now. It is Corona
Mine's
voice.
Nasally too. I've been sick for like 2 weeks, so I feel you there.
Yeah.
Matt, you know who's starting today for the Wizards is Alex Len, and
yeah, I just saw that. I was about to ask you. And I got no questions. We must be answering all the questions.
Oh, man. I might...
Don't you dare. Don't. I know what you're thinking. Don't do it. Until we get minute updates.
I might play him over Serge. He's projected at 24.
Is he?
Yeah.
Why?
Yep. Because he's going to start at center. So that they don't have to start Robin Lopez because he's trash.
I mean, so is Alex Len.
And Mo Wagner. Alex Len, man.
Mo Wagner's not trash. Don't hate on my boy.
He gave the business to Bam. He can give the business
right now. I haven't projected 18 minutes, so.
Okay, I have him 24, and he's played 24 plus in his last 2 games.
Hassan Whiteside, number 2 here. Yeah, he played 24, 27 minutes, and he slammed value in both games. Okay. Yep, and a good matchup, right, TJ, versus Charlotte.
Yep, very good matchup against Charlotte. Mm-hmm.
So what you're doing is you're playing Kaminsky at the power forward, and then you're going Alex Len at center, I'm assuming.
He's a 1.18 fantasy point per minute. Oh, boy, Matt. 28.3 DraftKings. Oh, God. All right, I'm sold. Len starting. Sign me up. He's in my cash score.
I didn't realize I didn't realize that he was getting 24 and 27 minutes in his past 2 games. So it looks like with the Washington Wizards, they're going to be deploying him going forward. At least that's the kind of, at least without Thomas Bryant, right? So.
Correct.
So that changes up things. So Kawhi Leonard, Kaminsky, Kemba Walker, Joe Ingles, and Alex Len. There's 5 of your cash locks.
Alex Len is in this bitch. Hey, Alex. That was my song.
All right. Can you repeat the cash core? Just did that. Tell TJ no to Len. Hayward or Ball better play? Our premium Discord. Sam Man 44. TJ, Hayward or Ball better play? Straight up.
Give me Hayward.
Okay. I like. You love Hayward. I like Ball. All right, TJ, that's all I got for questions.
All right. Perfect and schlag. Let's see what else we got. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on.
Prize picks. You guys want to hear prize picks? Okay.
Am I going to sneeze? Figure it out. Okay.
What is going on? We are just sick.
Sneeze.
This is the worst day to be sick. It's Super Bowl Sunday, too. Like, come on. Get it together.
Mitchell or Ball as the last guard spot in cash. I would go LaMelo. Jason Tatum's dad was my PE teacher in high school. No way, Bill. That's crazy. Tatum's still 19. So, yeah, like 8 and so many bigs. There are a lot of bigs. Frank the Tank or Tyson Cash.
Just so subtle. You. Just nothing for sure.
Frank the Tank or Tyson Cash. Give me Frank. What about Alex Len is starting? Grant, shut up. Anybody want to buy a DeJounte Murray metallic gold limited edition number 32 out of 499?
Let's talk about it real quick, TJ.
700.
Well, we have 232 people. If you guys want some entertainment before the Super Bowl, 21-minute video live stream yesterday. See what I pulled out of the legendary pack. I paid $999 for this legendary pack. TJ, we won't give anything away. That's all I will say. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. We had 50 of you guys watching in there. TJ, Luke Kennard, 20 points on prize picks. The over on that, right? 20 points.
20 points for Kennard?
Yep, fantasy points. Yep. That's what I thought. That's probably my favorite, Nick.
I'm looking up this card you just said, honestly.
Len or Kaminsky straight up, TJ?
Len.
I agree.
Someone already bought it. Daltac, someone bought it. Damn it.
Last night was crazy hilarious. Thank you, Green Wizard. I didn't even know you were in there. I didn't see you. I saw a comment earlier. You were watching it after the stream. Okay. TJ, you want me to get the questions on YouTube?
No, I got off Top Shot.
Okay.
I'm aggravated. Problem is Whiteside's price is as quickly as the stock market. Yeah, Gil. I agree with you. They're expensive, but man, we know how productive it can be. Top pay-ups for cash and small GPPs, Matt. I think it's going to be Kawhi. I want to say Tatum. And, I think I like Beal, Sabonis. I think there's a lot. I mean, it's weird seeing the highest price guy, a 19-year-old, and Jason Tatum at $9,400. That's the most expensive guy we have. So, yeah, I think spend ups. I like Tatum, Beal, and Kawhi. Honestly, those would be my 3. I like Sabonis, Gordon Hayward in that low 8K range. And then I like Gobert and Kemba and Ayton in that high 6K, low 7K range. What's up, guys? Let's cash. What's up, Johnny? Let's cash, baby.
Real quick.
Would you play Halliburton? Go ahead, Matt.
TJ, today is Super Bowl Sunday, right? So there is a bunch of overlay opportunity on Super Draft. I just wanted to shout that out real quick. If you guys click on the link below, you get a 50% bonus up to $500, which means if you deposit $1,000 in Super Draft, you get $500 in free money just to test it out. There's a huge $1 million $1 million the first contest. If you guys want to go just try it out, it's free money right now. It's an overlay. If you guys don't know what overlay means, that means that Super Draft is pumping in their own money to fill the contest. A bunch of free money over there. Follow the link in the description. You don't even have to use a code. You literally just click on it and then sign up, and you get $500 free in your account if you deposit $1,000. Okay, 50% match. So go do that now. I'm gonna be looking at Super Draft content. I'll probably be posting some Discord content on who my favorite plays are for the Super Bowl. So if you guys want to join, also Discord, $20 a month gets you access to all of our favorite leverage sheets, leverage spots, GPP plays, cash plays. For every single sport.
Good job, Matt. Sorry. I was drinking water. I'm dying.
Yeah, I'm also dying.
Thoughts on LaMelo today? I like him. He's 7,800, and there's no Devonta Graham, so I think he's pretty solid. Holmes looks great today. Cheap 40-point upside. Jason, I agree. I like the 600 price tag. It is cheap. Len's played well the last 2 games. Yep, Sabonis cash viable. I think you can go to Sabonis. I don't know if I'm going to, but I do like him at 8,300. 3,500 and under for cash, Matt. Do we have somebody that cheap that we would be willing and confident in rolling out? I do like Kaminsky at 3,700. Honestly, I'd probably say Caleb Martin at 3,200 for Charlotte. I don't really like anybody else under 3,500.
I want to see what Alex Len's minutes get updated for.
Yeah. Alex Len or Whiteside? Alex Len, especially that he's starting.
Guys, we were joking about Whiteside. I don't think Whiteside's a good play.
Yeah, he's not. He's not gonna play minutes. If he does play minutes and it blows out, like, yeah, sure, but don't you play Whiteside in tournaments if you don't do it in cash, obviously. Beal or Tatum last piece. TJ, no bias. Justin,
24 minutes now for Alex Len.
Yeah. Matt, you answer that. Who do you like better, Tatum or Beal? The sheet says Tatum. It says Tatum, but Beal's in a way better matchup.
Yeah, that is tough.
I mean,
I like Tatum. TJ, we had this conversation 2 nights ago.
I know.
Take the guy that's benefiting the most from usage, guys.
I know.
And it's going to be Tatum.
Yep, that's what I said. I said Beal's in a better matchup for sure. And this is the discrepancy that Matt and we talked about after, I think it was when Sabonis played. And I was vocal about having 2 of 3 guys in Sabonis, Vooch, and Tatum. I think it was Friday night when they were all kind of meshed together at their price point. And I ended up not playing Tatum and going with Sabonis and Vooch. And after I went back and I looked at it, and it's like Sabonis was in a great spot. Obviously, he was in a better matchup than Tatum, but Tatum was without Marcus Smart and without JB.
The exact same situation. Yeah.
Against the Clippers, which it did, and I think it kind of helped a little bit that Paul George got ruled out. But even still, like, you got to take into consideration, like, Tatum's playing without 2 guys that are 45% usage rate when healthy, like, combined. In Smart and JB. So
is that true?
Well, yeah, I mean, JB's usage is probably. No, I'm saying.
I just read the question. Sorry, I'm not talking about you.
Okay. So honestly,
I'd say Tatum.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tatum.
Tatum
Beal's
and Beal
in a
went
better
to
matchup, but I'm gonna go with Tatum.
Tatum and Beal went to the same high school. That's my question.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
They did.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, TJ, it's a gold layup on Murray, not the jump shot. Oh, okay.
I saw it. It's gone, though. I don't see it. Don't make me go back on the Deltex because I'll buy that so fast. I can't. I have to save my money on there because I have to buy the next pack for us. Thoughts on Ingles? Like Ingles in cash for sure. That's 5,300. Fox or Ball? Ball.
All right, Trent's got a cash lamp. It's always fire. You ready, TJ? Kemba, Ingles, Leonard, Kaminsky, Len, Kennard. Okay, Kennard, Tatum, LaMelo. Do you like that for cash? Actually, he didn't specify whether it was for cash or not.
I don't hate it.
Cash. Kemba, Ingles, Kawhi, Kaminsky, Alex Len, Rozier, Hayward, and Gobert. I like that, actually. Yeah, I actually think that's going to be. I think that's going to be the chalk lineup, honestly.
Sure, Matt. What else do we have here? 6,200 best util spot. 6,200. I don't like that. Assuming you have Clarkson. If you don't, I'd probably say Clarkson, honestly, at 5,700. I don't hate Miles Turner at 6,100. Is Tice a good play? I like Tice, Matt, at his price tag. I don't know if I'll get there in cash, but I do like him. I think he's a cheap option. What's on the menu for the game? Amanda's actually making some buffalo chicken dip, and I don't even like buffalo.
You don't?
I hate hot stuff, but she kind of miles it down for me because I'm so soft and it's so good. So I'm excited. How do you guys feel about Sabonis? We do like Sabonis, Jalen at 8,300. It is very cheap. They're going to need his size, especially against Gobert. So I do like him at 8,300. I think you can go to him in cash, but I'm not going to. But I don't hate it. PJ said, watched it last night. It was hilarious. Thank you, PJ. Deltex, yeah. Look. Oh, yeah. You already said that. I'll look at it. So, no, Halliburton. All right. So, no. I'm not on Halliburton at 6,200.
You hate Halliburton. He's such a beast.
I'm playing him right now in season long. So, yeah, I'm pretty spiteful. Matt's wife. Put it this way. Matt's wife is making plans to kitchen remodel.
Yep. That's exactly what happened last night.
Westbrook or Sabonis for cash? That's like $600 difference there. I think I go Sabonis. Any cheaper packs? Good 3 picks. Green Wizard, any cheaper packs or picks? Good 3 picks for tournaments, Matt. Do we have any good 3 picks for tournaments? Yeah, I think I talked about 3 picks for tournaments I liked as cheap plays. I had interest
Gobert.
for cheap tournament plays.
Oh,
No,
it's
cheap
cheap.
tournament
Cheap.
plays.
Cheap. Yeah.
Where were
Reggie
they?
Jackson.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson's good. I like one of Grant Williams and Carson Edwards, honestly. I think one of those guys could have a strong game. Kaminsky, we talked about at 3,700.
Tice.
Terrence Mann and Luke Kennard. And
Tice.
Tice. Yep. Yep. We just gave you 6, Green. What's your GPP core, Mr. Hustle? We don't like to do like a GPP core.
Not a thing.
If you were to be looking for like some cheaper owned or some lower owned guys that are in some decent spots, I like Jimmy Butler at 8,400 against the Knicks, and he is showing some lower ownership. Donovan Mitchell, Matt, at 7,900. A lot of people are going to those cheaper options, so I don't hate him as a tournament play. If you want to take a chance on Booker, he's just been brutal. So like, I don't think I'd want to, but he's so low owned at 7,400. Like, it is really cheap. But in terms of a core, like I wouldn't feel confident having like a tournament, but you can be overweight on guys for sure. Tatum is 22. I know, Bill. He's 19. Cash lineup from Hudson, Matt. We got Kemba, Ingles, Kawhi, Kaminsky, Len, Beal, Sabonis, Caleb Martin. I don't hate it. Caleb Martin's the one guy that could screw you, but it's a really good matchup and he is cheap. He should play around 18 to 20 minutes. So I think he can get you 15 DraftKings points, and that's really all you need from him. It's still showing in my collection. It's the layup, Daltech said. Okay. Oh, you're selling it. All right, give it to me for like 500. I'll buy it. It's a slow drip for the bonus. I don't know what PJ's talking about. No prize. Whoa. German said no prize picks in this crap state of Pennsylvania.
Yep,
Matt, you know anything about that?
I also live in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I can't physically enter the contest. That's what sucks.
Ooh, Matt, LaMelo and Kemba, or Westbrook and Clarkson? I think I go LaMelo and Kemba.
I agree. First.
Terrence Mann ? Nate, I don't hate him as a punt tournament play.
Thoughts on this for cash? Rozier, Clarkson, Leonard, Kaminsky, Ibaka, Walker, Tatum, Len. I don't mind that. I think that's pretty good. Ibaka will be low owned, but other than that, that's good.
Oh, Daltex, you own it. Gotcha. Is Frank the Tank starting? No. Yeah, he should start at the 4.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he should. He started last game against Detroit. Okay. I think he is. We don't have.
Yeah, you're right. He is projected to start.
Grant wants to know about Ingles or Ibaka last spot.
Ingles. More minutes. More minutes. Benefits.
Yeah, he's gonna play more minutes. I like the matchup a little bit more here for Ibaka.
I do. Yep, that's a good point.
I'm worried about a blowout, Ingles. But if that game stays competitive, I would say Ibaka. But that's pending that game.
You know how much I love Ibaka now, so.
Yep. CP3 or Fox? Give me Fox. Rozier and Quickly or Kemba and Clarkson? Kemba and Clarkson for me. We got a cash lineup, Matt. We got Rozier, Clarkson, Kennard, Batum, Len, Ball, Kawhi, and Westbrook. I don't hate it, Aaron. Batum could play really well. They got Marcus Morris there too. I don't know how I feel about Westbrook. It is a good matchup. It's a good matchup.
TJ, I think I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes and then we're gonna go ahead and get off.
All right, that's fine.
Patreon.
You sound like trash, Matt.
I do. Yep, I'm getting Morris.
Okay. Matt, update ownership on Len. Do we have one?
There is none. He's staying relatively low. He went up to 9%, but that's about it. Yep, 9.5 is what I have him at right now.
See my boy TJ, stay out of my contest. I'll try, Jashim. Rozier and Ball and Cash together. I think you can do it. They're both in a great matchup. I'd prefer Rozier. But I don't hate LaMelo honestly starting at 7,800. I mean, that price tag is a little expensive, but we've seen how productive he can be, especially starting and with Graham off the floor. So I think he can get away with it today against Washington. Yeah, no update on Len. I don't think I have one on Roto either. Excuse me. Oh, I do, Matt. I do have
What's his ownership?
I'm showing Len at 27.8%.
Okay, so he is cash viable now. Fantasy Crunch is behind on the ownerships.
Yeah, that's normally the other way. Lem looked great in garbage time. Garbage time, Tyrone said. Okay. He's starting, though, so I do like him. Could you rank the Hornets plays for tournaments? For tournaments, the Hornets plays. I think if I were going for the Hornets and tournaments. I mean, Rozier is going to be the chalkiest, followed by probably one of Hayward and LaMelo Ball. I think Hayward's probably would be my favorite tournament at 8K. And then I think PJ Washington at 5,800 is going to be really low owned. And I don't hate him at 58. But I mean, Rozier, LaMelo, and Hayward are my 3 favorite plays. Caleb Martin also at 3,200. So I guess if I had to rank them, I still like Rozier at 5,600. I'd go Hayward, LaMelo, PJ Washington, Caleb Martin.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and cut you off, TJ. One last comment here.
I want to be a good man. I'm just
Tyrone said, I want to be a better DFS pauler. I agree. I also want to be a better DFS pauler. Let's get it, guys.
Max.
No, I do too. If you guys want to become a better DFS player, $20 a month gets you access to all of our leverage sheets. We're going to be live here in Discord. If you guys want to talk to us, again, $20 a month gets you access to all the leverage sheets for every single sport going on right now. Super Bowl content, CSGO, League of Legends, NBA. I'm losing track of everything. Jock market stuff, yeah. All right, guys. I will talk to you in there. With all that being said, have a great rest of your NFL Super Bowl Sunday, and let's cash.
Good luck, guys.